Now, we have compared 3 theoretical perspectives on learning and instruction, and as a final part of this introductory module, I would like to present 4 research methods which are often used to study the phenomena of learning and instruction. This list is useful whenever you have to make a choice yourself in a research project or a particular sub-study in a project, and you want to make a deliberate and educated choice about which research method to use. Take this list as a first step to explore the possibilities, and then you may further refine your decisions whenever you have made your choice to adopt one of the 4 methodologies we are distinguishing now. Okay, let me briefly explain each of the methodologies. The first one is experimental studies. This is more or less, the classical approach, often the laboratory approach in which conditions are compared. Many researchers, particularly when you are of the more positivistic point of view, consider this approach, comparing condition, as the mother of all research methods. This approach may be used to explain why certain phenomena occur or why a particular effect is has been established. You can compare, for instance, reinforcement schedules when you study a behavioristic phenomenon, or you can compare instruction strategies when you are more from the cognitivist point of view. For instance, when you want to compare 2 different approaches to solve a problem which have been taught to 2 groups of students, and you present them with a case, a problem which they have to solve, and then you see which approach, which problem-solving approach is more successful, for instance. Okay. Now, you have to of course, when you adopt such an experimental approach, you have to keep a lot of variables which may disturb, the effect under control, and this makes this particular methodology very complex, and it demands a lot from the researcher who is organizing everything and keeping condition and variables under control. That's very important in this method. Okay, the second methodology is completely different. It's the opposite mode, I think. It's the descriptive approach, the exploratory approach, in which you start to study a particular case or a number of cases, and you simply collect all kinds of evidence which may contribute to your understanding. So not so much explanation as we did in the previous methodology, but understanding of the particular case. So you observe, you interview people, you study documents, you study learning outcomes and learning processes, etc., etc. So it may be the first, inspirational stage of your research project in which you really want to understand your problem, which may help you to further, develop hypotheses, which can be studied in the next stages of your research project. Okay, then we have the design-based research approach. This is definitely connected to the constructivist point of view. According to this approach, you develop a particular product, let's say a series of lessons or an intervention strategy or an instructional strategy, and you further refine this product in a series of cycles in which you design, in which you implement and evaluate the effects of your intervention, of the way your product works, basically your lesson series works. You discuss this with the teachers who are often involved in the whole design process, often the students, and then you redesign your lesson series and try it again in a better situation, so to speak. So this is really an incremental strategy. It may end with a good product which is useful in education, and also perhaps with some tentative explanations or hypotheses which may be further tested in a more controlled experiment. Okay, And then we have the effectivity studies, the last one. This is the large-scale comparison of systems of schools, thousands of students, often a correlational approach in which you are looking for critical success factors by implementing regression analysis to identify these success factors based on correlational studies. Often the cognitivist perspective is more appropriate here than the constructivist perspective, but that's not always the case. So now we have here 4 research methods, which is a sort of first list which you may use to orient yourself on the way you want to carry out a particular research project, and then you can further refine your choice within one of the 4 alternatives. Okay, so now we have ended this first module, and you are now able to do the assignment.